The following is a college course based on the textbooks Marketing and Marketing the Core, written by Karen Berkowitz Hartley and Rodelius, and published by McGraw-Hill Irwin Publishers.
Chocolates a la carte started with a simple idea, and it was about taking a fluid, edible material and making it into all kinds of exciting designs and shapes. I learned that if you melt chocolate, if you pour it into a form, it could take any kind of a shape. Whatever you could create in your mind, you could really transfer it into chocolate.
Rena Pokras is a world-class chocolatier. If you've dined at an upscale restaurant, attended a banquet at a major hotel, or sailed on a luxury cruise ship, you've probably tasted her creations. How did this woman, who began her business out of her kitchen, create a multi-million-dollar company and become the leader in world-class chocolate designs? Well, in part, because she and her partners did their homework. They discovered an unmet need and then set out to produce the best product to meet that need. Rena Pokras and her Chocolates a la carte put art into the world of chocolate. She started her company with $1,000, one part-time employee, and a simple idea. Today, it has grown to become the premier chocolatier to luxury resorts and hotels, restaurants, cruise ships, and others.
I created Chocolates a la carte with one simple design, and that was a bear paw shell. And what I thought of is, if I could take to market a beautiful backdrop for dessert, I bet I have a winning idea. So that's what I did. I had talked to some ice cream companies, and they liked it, and they were going to do a market study for me. And I called them back in a few weeks. I said, how's that market survey going? And they hadn't gotten to it. So I said, well, what's a market survey? It's you go to the market, show them what you have, and ask them for their input. And I did my very own market survey, and immediately I was in business.
I always remember that one of the chefs in one of the hotels in Chicago actually said to Rena, I like your product, I think it has potential, but you don't understand. I was trained in a very large, top-grade hotel, and we needed to make everything in-house because it's not good enough in the outside world. A month later, he called Rena and he said, last night I took your pianos, I put some red raspberries in them, put some sauce on the plate, and they called me out for a standing ovation. With that, this chef became one of our largest customers as he took that product. And those were the things that got us started and early, that gave us the passion that the product that we had was one that was going to be a hit in the marketplace.
After developing their initial product, Rena and Rick needed to find people to buy it. But with limited resources, they had to focus their efforts on the most likely customers through a process called market segmentation. People are different, and marketers must find a way to satisfy their different needs. Market segmentation is the process of dividing a market into groups of customers with similar needs and characteristics. These groups, or market segments, can be made up of individuals or companies. The first step in market segmentation is to decide whether to focus on the individual consumer market or the organizational market. Chocolates a la carte chose to market its products primarily to businesses.
Chocolate a la carte's view of market segmentation was that we looked and tried to sell only to a specific area of the marketplace and left the rest of it for others. The reason for market segmentation, especially when you're a startup company, or when I use the word bootstrapped, which means that we had no investment money behind us, is that you can't sell everybody and you can't do all things to all people. So by segmenting your markets, it gives you complete focus and it allows you to target only what the capabilities of your resources are.
Segmentation benefits us because it allows us to take our resources and apply them in certain areas that have the most potential for us to have success. So the idea of customers with like operational needs, we can talk to them in a specific way differently than other customers that might have different operational needs.
Companies segment their markets so they can meet the needs of each customer group more cost-effectively and raise their profitability. But with so many offerings available to the consumer, a company has to make their goods and services stand out from the rest. Product differentiation is the process of making a product different in the eyes of the customer, so as to distinguish it from the competition. Some ways to do this are introducing the product as a specialty item, making the product unlike any other, or being the first with the most. Chocolates a la carte did all three.
When I came up with the idea, what I was so excited about, it didn't exist. And I knew I discovered a niche because the products that I looked at, you know, that were out there were really simple manufactured cups. And my first design was an absolute, you know, rendition of an actual seashell. And there was nothing like it. And what I realized is I was doing things that chefs wanted to do. And here I was coming in with products that they dreamed of doing that they could make one at a time. And I created molds that I could make, you know, many at a time. What makes our products at Chocolate a la carte so unique is that we use the finest couverture. And when I was working with the chefs, they could do the chocolates in a compound form because they didn't have to temper it. It was very easy, and it's called a melt and pour, you know, product. And what I did for them was to give them a much higher grade of product, and still that had all the visual to go with it.
Rena's products were certainly perceived as different, and all were one of a kind.
I found out that there was a niche place for chocolate. It was adding a presentation to a simple dish of berries or ice cream or mousse, and it would give you the wow effect.
Managers often use a 5-step process when segmenting and targeting markets. For example, Chocolates a la carte began to identify their most likely buyers by first dividing the total market into groups.
The way we group our consumers or customers really is based on their needs from a luxury standard. The high-end hotel or hospitality properties that we sell to really skew towards the higher-end consumer and the higher-end products, where other segments that we have grouped into, albeit country clubs or event planners or caterers, tend to skew more towards the mid-scale.
We have 4 different market segments. Those segments are divided up into different industries: the hospitality, the retail, the distributors, and the supermarket bakeries. And what we do is we look at the different buying needs of these 4 different segments and see what is needed for each of these different industries.
The needs in the hospitality segment, it's really based on their operational challenges. They don't have a need until their consumer or their customer comes to them with an event or something, and then they in turn look to us to solve that need.
In a high-end hotel like Four Seasons, there's oftentimes guests need something that comes down to my department, and we'll have to deal with that. So in creating a new dessert or coming up with something for a special function, a banquet, a bar mitzvah, a wedding, or what have you, we'll need to call upon Chocolates a la carte for silk screening and maybe some special molding of chocolate that we can utilize in a dessert and come up with a design to meet the needs of the guest.
When forming market segments, managers also consider usage rate, which divides potential customers into groups of light, medium, and heavy users.
We have 3 tiers, and that's how we divide up our clients and our customers. And we look at each of the 3 tiers, and we divide them up for buying, their buying habits, their spending habits, their frequency. We have some of our clients that just purchase products when they need them, so they'll call us, but then you have the more frequent buyers who will call us more religiously.
Usage rate can also be referred to in terms of the 80-20 rule, which says that about 80% of a company's sales are accounted for by 20% of its customers. In other words, A small group of customers are typically responsible for a large part of company sales.
We'll have the customers that will call in periodically for when they need our product. If it's a custom mold, some of those clients will turn into clients that call back more frequently because that's how they first get introduced to us. And once they see our product, they're pretty much hooked because we use high-quality chocolate and our quality surpasses. Within the Tier 1, it's based upon the buying needs and how often they buy. It could be anywhere from a hotel to a restaurant to a company that just needs our products. Once again, the buying needs are different. You have your luxury buying needs, so products are bought when needed, versus the constant needs where there will be the chefs or the owners of the different segments who will call in continuously expecting products every Monday morning.
One way to further segment a market is by dividing it into different geographic regions. By doing this, the company is better able to direct its marketing efforts.
When we segment our markets, on the outside, there's 8 different geographic regions that we focus on. We have outside sales reps who cater to our Tier 1 clients, our clientele in Tier 1s.
By segmenting geographically, marketers can also identify different seasonal opportunities in each region of the country.
Sometimes if we are trying to go after the hospitality, if there's a certain marketing campaign going on, such as Mardi Gras, we'll look at maybe the geographic locations. If it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Halloween, we're going to look at more of the industry as a whole.
In segmenting consumer markets, managers also consider demographic factors, such as age and gender, and psychographic factors, such as personality, values, and lifestyle. The benefits sought by buyers, such as quality, value, price, and service, are also segmentation variables. Chocolates a la carte matched labor saving with quality for its Master Chef customers.
The Chocolates a la carte is really service-oriented, and they try to deliver whatever we need whenever we want it at the speed that we need it at, which is a lot to do. And in this market, in LA, guests need things immediately. It's all about right now and what can you do for me right this minute. And we're here to meet that challenge. So sometimes we need to seek outside sources to get things accomplished in a quick manner, and Chocolates a la carte always does that for us.
Rena would go into a chef and she would say, I can't touch your talent, but when you have to feed 1,000 people, I can help you do that. And we knew that we were bringing a labor-saving product to the market for them to use. What we didn't know is that none of the chefs had a perfect environment for making chocolate. And what was happening in their own kitchens were they were sort of cheating a little bit on the quality of the chocolate. So one of the things that became very important to us is that we only went for the highest quality chocolate. And we have a perfect chocolate environment for the making of our products. So they were able to use our products with a better grade chocolate than they were able to do in their shop, which matched in then to the fillings that they would put into the product.
After arranging their customers into segments, marketing managers form the company's products into meaningful groups. Larger companies with many products need to develop categories that buyers can relate to.
For the hospitality industry, they want more custom molds. They want to give their customers a period to remember them and why to come back, and that's what we're here for, to give them quality products that look stunning and stellar. The supermarket bakeries, basically, we don't cater to them for custom molds. We have products that are fillable desserts, also toppers for any of their desserts that they make in-house. It's just little accents to create a big effect for, to catch the consumer's attention. Our retail line is something that we're just first starting, so we're very excited about that. Rena always gave away products to her friends and family, and they absolutely loved it. So we thought, what better way to kick off our retail line than take these products and go out and sell them.
So for us, it's about increasing our penetration in that segment through new products and new ways of looking at the existing business.
And some of our additional products, as we grew,